Hey everybody, happy Sunday. As you can tell, I'm trying to multitask. It's not working. I was supposed to have some music play, but it's not working for some reason. I'm not too sure. But again, thank you all for being here today and waiting patiently while we kind of get set up. And so anyway, I also have a friend of mine who I haven't talked to in a while and had the pleasure of talking to him a little while before stream. And we went to welcome Scammer Stoppers. He's a dear friend of ours, and so thank you very much for being here. So let's welcome Scammer Stoppers. Hello.
Hi. Hi, Amanda.
Oh,
Thanks for letting me be here.
Oh, you know you're more than welcome anytime. We're just glad you're here, and hopefully everyone is enjoying themselves. How are you today?
I'm doing great. As I shared when we were talking, there's a guy. I'm pretty decent pals with his parents. He was this week or this past week. He's been in the city in which I've been hanging out a bit, and I ran into him. And his name is Mark Wiens, Wins. And here's a shameless plug for his YouTube channel. And he just hit 10 million subscribers just this past week, which blows my mind. But it's youtube.com/Mark, M-A-R-K, Wiens, W-I-E-N-S. So I got to chat with Mark for a little bit. He's a monumentally busy guy. His channel is also known as Travel for Food. So he and his wife and their son travel the world. They live in Asia, and they travel all over the world. As long as it's a reasonably safe country to visit, they go. From the Stan countries that are part of the Russian Federation, used to be known as the USSR, and to all over the African continent, from Egypt all the way down through Nigeria, North America, South America, Asia. I don't remember if they've gone to New Zealand. Anyway, he's been in the States for a couple of weeks. They just did some videos here in the States, and so he'll be publishing those in the near future. I don't want to blow his thunder, but I'm a subscriber on every YouTube subscription I have. So again, it's youtube.com/Mark, M-A-R-K, Wiens, W-I-E-N-S. So give him a shout out and enjoy his videos. He's very, very entertaining to myself and to many others. The guy is very thin, yet the amount of food that he can consume at one time just blows my mind. Oh my gosh. So he did one that I've been to this city. He was in a year or two ago. He was in Tucson, Arizona, which is an hour and a half south of Phoenix, and he was doing some videos there. And I actually have the company for which I work full time. We have staff in Mexico, all over Mexico, and I was interested to see that one of the products that they showed on one of his videos is a hot sauce that is made in Guadalajara, Mexico, which is where I have a few of my buddies. But anyway, Mark did this gigantic burrito that completely blew my mind. The thing is, I think, a full pound, uh, and they make the burrito as normal. Then they wrap it in bacon and grill it some more, so the bacon cooks.
Mm-hmm.
He ate the entire thing.
Dang.
The guy likes it. I don't know how he can eat that much and still say as thin as he is.
I know there's a lot of people
being
who
able to chat.
practice, yes, and I did post his link in chat, so anyone
Oh, cool.
can go to it and subscribe, or at least take a look and see what he does. Because there's some
Yeah,
other
thank
people that I've watched that they can consume so much, but yet they're in the best shape. I look at a Butterfinger, and I probably gained 10 pounds. And yet they, I mean, it's incredible of what people can do. And that's why it's nice when people do reach that mark, such as like the 10 million, or like Pierogi's already reached the, I think, 6.5 million. And, you know,
That's cool.
yes. And so again, it's just, you know, if they got good content, or just like this one cat person that my daughter and I love to watch is Evie and Yoshi. And they are ragdoll cats, and they're just so cute. So cute. And we enjoy watching their shorts. We enjoy watching little, just anything that they're doing. And they're just adorable. And they get a lot of views. And I mean, yes,
Cool.
we could probably do that with our cats, but I don't know if they're adorable to us, but I don't know if we're going to get as many views. But it's just main thing is just being able to have content and share it, and, you know, be able to entertain others. And it's great that Mark does it. And plus it's kind of neat that you actually know the guy. And I thought that was really neat
Yeah.
how he came and you got to see him today at church. And so I appreciate you sharing that and saying, hey, I know this guy. And so,
Yeah, well, I won't say we know each other. We're slightly acquainted because of his family, but of course I recognize him from, you know, across the parking lot, because it's Mark, and it's not the first time I've been able to chat with him, but yeah, I had a wonderful time chatting with him. And at some point, he did okay me taking a selfie with him, and I'm going to put it probably up on one of my Instagram accounts, or maybe up on one of my YouTube accounts. So,
oh, fun. Oh, fun.
but,
And
so-
that's the
so
kind of the
Amanda,
neat thing.
most-
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead and finish.
I was going to say that you were kind of talking about some upcoming events that you were planning on doing. Do you mind sharing what you kind of told me a little bit a while ago about how you're going to be adding some more content, but it's not going to be based on scambaiting. It's going to be a little different, but it'll be fun. It'll be very interesting.
Well, yeah, I'll actually hit that, but what I want to do first is focus on you. You were gone for quite a while. A lot of us were concerned, but when you and I spoke a little, a couple hours ago, you shared that, yeah, you're coming back to be able to stream and chat with us, and all that stuff, and that you're feeling better and all that, right?
Yes, I kind of had to break away for mental health reasons, and I do apologize for those who I didn't reach out to, but at the same time, I just knew I had to do something. And luckily enough, I have a great therapist. She and I have actually been working together since almost late 2020. No, I'm sorry. I was working with another girl about 2021 and late 2021. And so I've been working with her, and she's been fantastic. But in around February, March, I had some really, really dark thoughts. And, she wasn't too sure if she was going to turn me in, to be honest. But luckily enough, she knew that I at least reached out to her and somebody else I have to talk to, and we were able to get back on the mend. The only thing is with my hyperacusis and my seizures, she was kind of concerned on, well, where would I take you because of that? And but I told her, I said, if this ever happens again, I would never, ever, ever be mad at her if she feels like I have to go somewhere to get the help. And I wanted to make sure that she knew that, and how, mental health is very important. And so if you're dealing with it like I had, please reach out to somebody, and please reach out to, like we have that 988 text that you can text, and there's so many other resources out there. And so again, it's just, that's the reason why I had to take a break. It wasn't because of somebody, what anyone did. It was nothing like that. I still lurked. I still looked around. It's just I had to do what I need to do to get better. And so about a week ago, I was like, you know what? I really miss streaming. I really miss talking to everybody. And that's when I was like, okay, let's get back in the game. And so I'm hopefully to where we can, get with other baiters. We can, do something fun and just enjoy each other's company, because that's the main thing. Is I did miss reaching out, but at the same time, I needed my family's help. I needed extra therapy, and so it's all good. But thank you very much for asking, and plus I'm glad that you're doing well. I know you said you were busy working and doing a lot of other stuff yourself, and taking care of some other personal matters, and so I appreciate you sharing with me. And anyway, and I hope you guys don't mind hearing about what was going on there. I don't mean to scare anybody, but my cat just my cat's in the basket.
We lost your we briefly lost your audio, but we caught it.
Okay, good.
So
Thank you.
You shared about your condition, and I forgot it again. Hyperacusis. Hyperacusis. So,
Yes.
help the listeners, the lurkers, etc., understand what that is, especially as it pertains to when we're on the stream, or if somebody is talking to you or whatever. Help us all understand what that does to you.
It hurts my head on certain sounds. There's certain pitches, like I can't do sirens. So police or ambulance, fire, I can't do those. And one just passed by the other day, and it caused me to have a seizure. But oh, hey, lung fleas. See, even lung fleas okay, so you definitely have it, so you understand.
Oh.
And I appreciate you sharing that too. Basically how lung fleas probably has the same thing, where even we're in a call or listening to somebody else, and they make certain sounds, and it just triggers to where not only does it hurt, but you get so angry. Like they're like motorcycles, bass. There's a car that passes by every day that I literally want to take a baseball bat and bash the property. I don't want to hurt anybody, when I want to bash that sound. And it is just super, super annoying. And then like yesterday, I was in a server and someone was making some sounds, and I had to deafen. And it's, I don't know. And then that way too, if, like for me, I'll trigger my head, like I'll do this or raise my arms up. And so I don't know if you do that too, lung fleas, but there's, that's just my body doing that to react to the sound. And so if y'all ever hear me go, or I'll make those kind of sounds, or I'll just have to leave the room. And it's not to be mean, it's not to be rude. It's just if I hear so many, then it triggers a seizure. And so that's just kind of part of it. You can look it up. But basically, just the main part is that you just get so angry, so upset. But then if you use the calming techniques, you're not going to hurt anybody. You're not going to hurt yourself. But it's a lot of it started with tinnitus, and that's the other thing I have is tinnitus. And a lot of people will end up getting hyperacusis if they have certain diagnoses, and tinnitus is one of them. And I've had tinnitus for about 15, 16 years.
Sorry, I came up with issues on my sound. Sorry.
No, it's
Can you
okay.
hear me again?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. So it's good to know, and as I shared when we were talking on the phone before, I had not been aware that. I don't remember what it was. I pointed my microphone at one of my speakers where I was playing something, or maybe I played it off my my cell phone, and it was something that oh, I remember, it was a pig squeal.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that made you go, don't do that. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And so yeah, because that's one of the sounds I have on Morphox Pro. So I learned never do that around Amanda, because we don't want to trigger anything.
Right. And I'm, again, it's just, I don't want to, stop anyone from doing what they feel is best, like in a call. And I don't want to make a sound that's going to cause an issue on that, their call. And so that's why I just kind of, just step away, and it's okay. Hey, and our buddy Hatch is here. Hello, Hatch. And again, hello, Lung Fleas. Nice to see everyone here, and thank you guys. I appreciate all the viewers that are joining Scammer Stoppers and I. And so if you guys would like to join us, we're actually in the SDS. And hey, Dex.
Yeah, we're in Team SDS down in the calls streaming section.
Yes, so
Or
if anyone
channel,
wants to
whatever you wanna
join.
call
But, so yeah, just kind of a shout out there. And so that way, if you want to join in, come chat with us. The only thing is also, too, in a little bit, there's going to be Fun Guys premiere, which is going to be exciting. Oh, thanks, Patch. I've kind of been learning on Prism. Parker helped me the other day, but there's still a lot more that I need to learn, especially from like you and Dex. Y'all have all these awesome effects on your stuff, and so I need to maybe have y'all help me on that, and so we'll see.
So you wanted you were asking me. Oh yeah, some of the stuff that I'm working on.
Yes. Yes, please share.
As you shared, I have been monumentally busy with all my different things, including very long-time friend. I've known her 2/3 of my life. Her husband passed away a couple of months ago, so trying to be there for her was it has taken a bit of time, but you know what, she's, like I said, I've known her 2/3 of my life. I've known her that much of her life. Anyway, that's been one of the things. So I am working on being able to get some more scam bait videos done, but I also am starting to work a little bit on a a podcast around how you what are the various compromises that have been occurring, in the past month. So most everybody in the U.S. is going to remember the Equifax hack, that leak. Well, there are I call those compromises. So compromises happen every day. And it's not necessarily the fact that a company was careless. I've worked for some Fortune 100 companies where they actually have 50 people who are just monitoring all of the traffic coming in to make sure that when somebody does get in, and it's not an if anymore, guys, it's when somebody gets in. If you're a good-sized organization or a high-profile organization such as a financial transactions or financial products firm, you have thousands of hackers targeting you every minute of every day, and so you can only do so much. But the key is monitoring it so that when it does happen, you mitigate that as quickly as you possibly can. So I want to start up a podcast on what have been the latest compromises, and what they mean to the average person, and also how to protect yourself. I want everybody to hear one thing, and that is, if you don't know how to lock your, again, somebody in the U.S., if you don't know how to lock your credit reports, which you can do for free. Amanda, would you mind throwing my email address, the scammerstoppers@gmail?
Sure.
Or actually, here, I'll throw it in there.
Okay.
Scammer Stoppers. So you can email me, scammerstoppers@gmail.com, and I will happily help you. I keep my credit reports locked all the time. There will be some folks that'll say, "Oh, you're full of it. You don't have to." With your social security numbers, your date of birth, your email address, and your zip code, I can do almost anything. I can open credit in your name. In fact, a good pal of mine that lives in the western part of the U.S., she and I were talking a while back. She had gone off on vacation. She came back, and she's going through her mail, and somebody had applied for credit cards using her name, social security number, and mailing address. And so thankfully, it was all denied, but she had no idea, and she, a very smart person. Pardon me. She had no idea, so I worked with her to get her credit reports all locked. She did, of course, in her case, file a fraud notification with the police, and therefore with one of the credit reporting agencies. I can't remember which one, and they did notify the other two. But keeping your credit report locked means that nobody can open credit in your name. They can't even request your credit report. And that's a critical thing. So keep all your credit reports locked. Your TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. So, like I said, if you need email me. Just include something in there that, hey, I was on Amanda's stream today and you mentioned, and then I'll know it's legit, and I'm happy to help you. It's all about protecting yourself. So that's another project, and just more ways to have fun. And since I'm getting to be an old guy, it's almost time for me to retire, and so retire from the regular job and be able to do the scam baiting and the podcast a whole lot more, to because that's more fun than the regular job I do.
Well, I think it's good that you enjoy what you're doing, but then at the same time, it is so much fun to Scambait. I mean, just the other day, I was doing a test stream, and I had a guy named, what was his name? I think it was Michael. And I wrote his number down because he was wanting to offer me a loan for the house. It's like, hey, sounds great. But I knew he was using $1 because you know how it always goes, whoop. But the sad part is he goes, is this Amanda? I'm like, no, it's not. My name's Samantha. And he kept saying Amanda. And I was like, no, it's Samantha. And so luckily enough, I'm glad that I have his number so we can call him back on Monday and just give him a hard time, And see, actually, what the company, because he said it so fast, I couldn't hear. I mean, I don't think it was legit anyway, but it'll just be kind of interesting to see what he says, and then I can use one of my fake husbands to help me. And that's what I love about scam baiting, is getting together with someone else and making the story up along the way, just fun ad-libbing. And yes, I love improv. And it's so much fun to see how long it can keep going. But you're right. I mean, that's the one good thing about scam baiting, is that it kind of gets you out of the regular norm, but also you're preventing other victims at the same time. You're also learning about other scams and trying to figure out, okay, what is a good way that I can learn from this, and then tell other people about it. And that's what I love about how people are willing to, like Dex, he streams all the time, Hatch streams all the time, and I love it. And Lung Fleas, if y'all have not heard Lung Fleas do a call, you should. And so with their experience, or with Artifice and Ultimate Trolls, I heard Artifice and Ultimate Trolls the other day, and I laughed so hard because their characters, Ping and Julia, were doing their thing, and it was epic, and that's what I love. And hey, we have a new friend here. Well, he's a great friend of ours. It's Nope. Hey, Nope.
Hello there. How you doing today, Amanda?
Hey, I'm doing good. Oh, I didn't realize it was Tony.
Nope.
Hi, Tony. How are you, buddy?
What are we doing here? Why are we in the call streaming? What's going on?
It's Tony. Tony. How you doing, Tony?
Yeah.
Tony.
Hey, Mr. Stopper. Mr. Stopper, the scammers. There's new news. Did you hear the new news?
What's the new news?
Team SDS LLC is now owner of Scammer.info. Scambait.org.
Yay, congratulations.
We bought Scammer.info, Scambait.org, and Spamlogger.com.
Excellent.
Yes.
They are not
Tony.
just signed the contracts. Now I'm broke as a joke.
You're broke as a joke. But again,
But it's worth it. This is worth it. This is gonna be good for this community. I guarantee it.
Right.
Okay, so Nope. May I throw out my standard?
I won't stop you.
Okay, so guys, these guys fund all of this stuff out of their own pockets. Please, if you can spare $1, $5, $10, you can send it to Team SDS via PayPal. There are a bunch of other ways you can reach out to Nope, and they, they can use every penny. And and I just encourage everybody, especially if you use any of the Team SDS stuff, the PBX or Scammer.info or any of those other things that they cover, please consider supporting them financially.
Totally agree. Totally agree.
Shameless plug.
Thank you very much, Mr. Scammer. We appreciate it.
Oh, anytime, Mr. Tony. You know,
Yes.
I've got to get someday. I've got to get my my Italian accent going so that I can actually sound like a real Italian. You know,
You'll get it. You'll get it. But
because I don't.
but I don't mean to
I don't
interrupt.
think
But we
I
have.
do it so good.
Yes, I don't mean to interrupt, but we also have a dear friend too, KDA, my sister from afar. Hey, KDA, welcome.
Katie,
Katie, yeah, that's me.
hi, darling.
Good. I'm good, thank you. I didn't fall asleep in Discord, but I fell asleep after I was on Discord.
That's funny.
That is funny. I like
I
that.
was sitting at my desk, just like nodding off. So I'm like, I think I'll go lay down.
That's cute. I like that.
2 hours later, it's like, damn, all my friends are gone.
Well,
Hey,
we're
you
still
know,
here. We're still
naps
here.
are important.
Yes.
Yeah, they are.
You know what?
So,
My,
you know,
What are we
one
all
other cool
discussing
thing.
today?
Oh, we're just chatting about various things. I was sharing that I've been away from my channel for like 3-4 months, 5 months. It's just been crazy for me, and I live in the West, and so by the time that I'm done working, it's really difficult to be able to debate very many of the scammers because most of them are done for the day by the time that I'm done working. 5 o'clock p.m. Pacific Daylight Time is 5:30 a.m. tomorrow India Standard Time, and a lot of these guys, they've been at it since 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock p.m. their time night before, and so they want to go home at 5:30, 6 a.m. their time. So it's been difficult to be able to do that. Plus, working on a couple other projects I'm trying to develop and stuff. So, oh, and here's another shameless plug. So, I'm a veteran, and I heard about it's a streaming radio stations called New HD Media, like New High Definition Media, New HD Media, and they have New HD New York and New HD Los Angeles. It's actually totally funded by a little organization, and they are what they try to do is, of course, help veterans because their founder is a veteran, but also they try to provide jobs and a future for most especially autistic young people.
Wow.
And so I actually had a wonderful phone call with the founder of the organization, and I was so thrilled to hear about all that he does for veterans and challenged persons, and it's really, really cool to see and hear. Anyway, so that's kind of what I've been up to.
Cool.
So KDA, what have you been up to?
Well, Mr. Nope here has made me head of dialing in STS. So I've been
Head of day dialing. Head of day dialing.
yes, head of day dialing. Yes.
Cronus is your nighttime counterpart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So I've been gathering teams, and trying to keep calls flowing. Shorty's been helping with it too. So shout out to Shorty. Yeah. And I've been Twitter baiting. I was Twitter baiting today. Of course, I'm always Twitter baiting 24/7. If I'm not Twitter baiting, then I'm on the phones. And yeah, other than that, I've been just hanging out in Discord and trying to edit a video, but I freaking hate editing, and I spent all day yesterday on it, and I freaking hate it, and I can't get it right, so I just yeah, I gotta go back over it again.
Reach out to me separately, and I mean, I'm not really good at it. I can do it, but maybe I can offer some assistance. I do
Right.
have a product to which I subscribe, so maybe we do something and I get on a screen share or something and we edit it or something.
Sure. Yeah, because I've taken 2 refund scams that I did that were like over an hour and a half each, and I chopped them up, and I'm trying to compare them, how each one of them, the script is different, and also the ending or the outcomes were different. So I'm just trying to show the different sides of a refund scam and comparing.
Oh, very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, so it's it's difficult.
But you're still doing
I'll
it.
help you if
Hey,
I can.
Shorty.
Cool. Hey, Shorty, my
Welcome.
Shorty, my Shorty, my BFF, Shorty.
Yep. Hi, Charles. Thanks for joining us. So again, like KDA has just been doing an amazing job, but then was it yesterday or the day before you were like, okay, I love all this, but editing, I'm just done. And how
Yeah.
I mean, you could just tell in your voice, you're just like, okay, I'm done with it today. I'm gonna take a nap, go to sleep, and get some more rest. But you're right. I mean, just like how I shared with you at that time, how my husband, he used to do a gaming channel with a friend of his, and he would make the video, and then 8 hours later, he'd finally say, okay, I'm done. It took him a long time, and
I know, and it's just like, oh my goodness, it's like so tedious. That's the worst part.
Yeah,
It's
it can be.
so tedious, and so difficult to get what I know what I want in my head. It's to get it down on paper and for it to make sense. That's the hardest part.
but you're doing
Because
it.
in my head, it sounds perfect. Then I put it down on paper, and it sounds ridiculous. Like, oh my god, nobody's gonna understand this crap.
That's true.
Time to go back to the drawing board.
Hey, but you're doing it. Oh, my sister just texted me and says, and this is not anything related to, except women or men who shave will understand this. I just shaved my legs and I missed so many spots. So annoying. Sorry, I
So
should probably
respond back to her and just tell her a single word, 4 letters. N is in November, AIR. Nair. I don't know if there are other products out there.
I'm actually allergic
you
to
know,
Nair.
maybe-
It's so funny.
Okay, is there an alternative? We'll have to Google that.
No, don't worry about it. I just had to smile on that because my sister, she cracks me up.
That's too funny.
Charles and Shorty, y'all don't have to be muted. Y'all are welcome to chat. You know, tell us what's going on in your life, and because KDA is just rocking it. It has been so busy with calls, and thanks to her and Shorty, and I know Rex has been doing some calls, and Mark did some calls. So, and anyone else there. I mean,
yeah, nice to see Mark doing calls again.
oh, I know.
Yeah, we're trying to pick that one up there. I have so much on my head right now. It's ridiculous. I'm gonna need the help from the entire community. I'm just letting you guys know that ahead of time.
Yeah, I gotta still get my
It's like-
dialer fixed up.
It's like I was sitting in a voice call yesterday, and Nope's like, "Okay, I'm gonna have to be treated like a baby for the next couple of days because my head just hurts.
Do you own your home in Oklahoma?
Yeah,
Still
it's
rent
just-
It's just spinning. I'm like,
Yo, mira.
poor Nope.
Oh, I know.
Oh, Charles, just give me a second.
Oh, no permissions. Okay, here we'll.
Permissions here in Discord or over in
On
Twitch?
Discord.
Discord, yep.
Yeah, actually, nope. Can you fix that? Because I don't have permissions to
Yeah,
do
I
that.
can't fix it either.
What do I need to do?
If you can add it to where
give-
Charles can talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, Charles is not able to unmute in.
Well, we don't. I don't really know him yet
Hey,
for
okay.
streaming.
Okay.
For streaming.
Got you.
Oh, he's new. Okay. That's why. Well, Charles, definitely join in some chats or the calls, and you can get that permission changed.
Yes.
So not a problem. But we're glad you're here. So thank you for joining. And hopefully you've been getting an opportunity to kind of look around. As you know, every server is a little different. But
So, Nope, do you want to share any of the cool things that Team SDS is up to, or do you want to just leave that for some other time?
Another time. Another time.
Okay. Cool.
Another time. Yeah.
Cool.
There's a lot going on. A lot of ideas floating around for a lot of different things, but I'm really excited to continue working with everybody that I have been for the past couple of years.
mm-hmm. No, it's great. Like you said, you got the contract signed today. You've got
Yes.
all that taken care of, so it's legal and binding. So that's awesome. And then what's great is I love the fact that your notebook is so big, and that you're tackling these projects. But as I always try to tell Nope, to finish one project and then go to another. Again, I know that everyone is doing a big part, and I love the fact that he is in development and then providing tools for us Scambaiters, but also wants to make sure that we're still being very active in the calling. And so I applaud what Nope has been doing for the last few years in regards to Scambaiting, and now it's your dreams are coming true, which I think is awesome. So congrats to you.
And the tools that Team SDS gives us for all this is pretty great as well.
Yes. Okay. Let me give
Yes.
you
If it wasn't
Thank
for
you.
the tools, we wouldn't be able to do this.
Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really
Yeah.
looking forward to the responder version, whatever it's going to be called, version 2 or 4 or 5 or whatever it's going to be called, version 2 because that is that's so beneficial for me in just what I do. I did grab another bank, a set of bank files for a completely unrelated bank, and I use that for some of my scam baiting, especially when I really want to
Launching
kick
application.
off the scammers a lot.
Click on yes.
Hey, run or cancel. Run or don't run.
So one of my voices, one of my characters, and I'm going to apologize to anybody in advance. Hopefully nobody takes any offense to Jeremy. Jeremy is a disabled person,
Mm-hmm.
and Amanda,
Yes.
I'll try not to make my voice high pitch. I was starting to. I'll keep it down here more. My name is Jeremy, and I have this bank, but I'm getting pop-ups on my computer, and I need help. But in this particular bank, I enabled it automatically or randomly logging you out and randomly kicking up ads that stop you from doing anything. And now I didn't write any of this. It's actually out on GitHub, but
Okay.
I enabled some of the features that they gave. So I'll be messing with the scammer. And now in one case, this killed me. I did like a 2-hour scam bait, and I messed with 3 different scammers in the same call center, and unfortunately, when I was recording it, my recording software only caught my voice. It did not pick up the scammer, so I couldn't post it. It was a great one. I loved it. And it just shows how heartless these scammers can be. I mean, you've got a guy who is obviously severely
Delayed. Yeah.
Yeah, and these guys wanted to steal every penny of money that Jeremy has. And I can also do some old folks as well. But this is Reginald, and he is 86 years old. You see, he'll be 87 at the end of this year. But I've not perfected his wife, Dolores. I've got to do a better woman's voice. So
That's good.
and that's not using any voice modification. That's just me. But those 3, I've kept some scammers going quite a long time on this, and it makes it fun. But I couldn't do these things without folks like Nope and Sinister Spatula and these other folks, and the way that I learn. Now, something I want to be able to learn, and anybody that would be willing to help me on this, I'd be eternally grateful. I know how to reverse the connections, but I'm no good at it. So I could use some assistance in getting better at that. So if somebody wanted to help coach me, mentor me a little bit, I'm not a rich guy, but I'll pay them what I can for their time. because it will mean that I can hurt these scammers more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
true.
and I'm happy to hurt the scammers, crush their lives. And I'm not a person that would want to destroy their computer.
No.
I believe that instead, if I can get something in where I can watch them, like a trilogy, like a pierogi, uh, 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 Godfather, Jim Browning, those guys, and and
Mm.
and just be able to see what they are doing. Um, so at one point, on one of my scam baits, I can't go into any details, but I was working with federal agents in the U.S., real honest to gosh, federal agents, and um, uh, because of that, I was able to provide them with information on this scammer. It was a "hey, you've won a bucket of money" scam, uh,
Mm.
but it was doing that one was a whole lot of fun. I gave them a decent amount of information. Now, once they have that information, there's not there's nothing they can share with me because I'm not also a federal agent. I'm just a
Mm-hmm.
Joe. But being able to provide that to them, it is really wonderful. So, but again, as I said, I couldn't do what I do without the tools that we have, and I'd love to be able to get even better at it all.
Cool.
Okay, so who wants to talk next?
I, you know what? I think it's just, I just appreciate what you're sharing and how, and kind of going back what you're saying, where you're creating the characters. I think that's the fun thing. I mean, like KDA, I love how she has Katie and that she's a
Yep.
college student because KDA does sound like she's a college student. That's
Yeah, I
why.
don't know how, but yeah, I do sound. I've had one scammer convinced I was 16. I'm like, no, I'm not 16. I don't think so, anyways. Last time I checked, I'm not 16. I have kids older than
Right, you're definitely at the age where you still get carded every now and then, right?
that. Yeah. I've gotten carded a couple of times. This makes me feel so good.
The only way I get carded is when I ask for either a veterans discount or a senior discount.
That's a good thing, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good thing.
Well, that's just to make sure that you know I am eligible for it. And actually, as a disabled American veteran, uh, uh, I'm very happy to present my veterans identification, proving that you know I
That's
I am
awesome.
I'm deserving of it. But now, unfortunately, and this really saddens me, there are a lot of veterans that will give somebody a whole lot of grief because that person says, "Would you show me some proof that you're a veteran?" You know
Yeah.
what? I think that's way wrong. If you are asking for whatever discount, whether it's AAA or veteran or senior citizen or whatever, you should be willing to prove it.
Yeah.
Uh, because especially in the case of veterans, there are a whole lot of or veteran discounts and those kind of things. There are a whole lot of people out there that steal that valor from real veterans. Um,
Mm-hmm.
And that. So when somebody asks me, could you show some ID showing that? Yeah, sure. Here, yank it out of my wallet. In fact, in many cases, I'll have it ready to show to them. But anyway.
All right. Well, don't mean to interrupt, but Nope is heading off.
Yep.
So we want to tell him thank you so much for being here today. And thanks for sharing
Yeah,
at least the exciting news. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, a lot of fun stuff for everybody to be excited about. As long as the community can stick together like we have been, then we should have nothing to fear.
That's right.
Yep.
All right,
The
I'll talk to you guys.
scammers should be fearing us.
Indeed.
Yes.
Indeed.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Talk to you fine folks later.
Well, thank you.
All right.
All right. Much love to you.
Hey, thanks, Nope.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's a great guy.
He is, and
I
I think
have
it's
fun with him.
Yeah, I do too, and I love his character, Tony. And I can't do it.
I want to. Oh,
Yeah.
sometimes I have to like nudge him a little bit. It's like, hey, I need some Tony in my life. Like, get in here. I need some Tony in my life.
Yes.
I need to hear a Tony call.
That's
Well,
fun.
and we love hearing
Yeah.
y'all. I mean, it'll be great when we get to hear like Charles make some calls if he wants to, and like Mark. It's been a long time since I've heard him do a call, and it was great. And so, I think overall it's just interesting on what happens and kind of how, watching everyone that was at the People's Call Center. And it was fun to see,
Oh, yeah.
like, Skeleton Siski, who is a great baiter, and Deo, and, of course, Pleasant Green. I just almost went blank on his name.
Yeah.
And
Well, and
And
unfortunately,
Nick,
and I missed out on IRL Rosie. I missed out on IRL Rosie. I missed out on IRL Rosie.
oh yeah, she's great. I watch her on YouTube, and
Yeah.
she's hilarious. And
Oh yeah.
but also, I mean, she's a very beautiful person, and I don't know what she's like in real life, but I would think that she's probably just as sweet. And yes, she does a great job. And I love how she can do like Siri and so many other different voices. She's very talented.
Yes.
She's very talented.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, she is a professional voice actress.
Yes, which helps.
And so that that adds to it. And quite frankly, it doesn't hurt that she's just gorgeous as can be too. So, yeah, she's over 1 million subscribers now to her YouTube channel.
That's awesome. That is really awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have both my channels. And then, like, KDA, her channel's getting bigger. And even Twitch is getting bigger. And, because she's a beautiful person, too. But you're right. It's just, I think it's just amazing what people can do. And, like, my calls, it's better for me if I do a joint call. If I do it singly, I just bleh. But I don't mind doing them, and but I think the good thing is I've had my daughter do some as well back when she was younger, so she can understand what to say, what to do, what to be prepared. And then if she watches other people, that's great. But right now she's more into anime and all sorts of other stuff. But at least she had the opportunity to kind of know what scammers do, what they say, what to look for. And that way she doesn't get entrapped just like I did. Because, it happens to everybody. And, but I think there's so many great baiters. But I saw one tweet from somebody, and I'm not going to say his name, but it kind of irritated me. And because I don't think he thinks about other people who are not baiting and not streaming. There are so many other people around that are trying to do the exact same thing but may not want to stream because they don't want to share their input. They just want to do what they're doing privately. And that is totally fine.
Yeah.
And I think it's just as long as this person remembers, but I got angry and I'll probably read it and probably feel much better, looking at it. But at the meantime, I kind of got pissed. And it's just, people need to realize that, you don't have to be a popular streamer. You don't have to be like Dex, he's a very popular guy, but he's hilarious. And KDA, your streams are getting bigger, and plus you added some more tech stuff. You're learning and growing, and you do a great job. And
thank you.
Charles E left. Thanks, Charles, for stopping
Yeah,
by.
I've been working my butt off trying to learn as much as I can about the tech support or tech side of streaming and
Mm-hmm.
getting things to work.
Mm-hmm.
So I know I've come a long way since I started. I know that for sure.
Yes.
And I've come a long way since last summer.
Oh yeah, I
And-
mean it's just we all kind of go through an evolution process and a kind of a training process, and with
If you would have told me 2 years ago that I'd be doing this, I would have told you you're nuts. You're freaking nuts. There's no way I would have been doing this 2 years ago.
but you're doing it. But you're
now
doing it.
it's like, geez, I don't know how far the unreachable is, but I've seemed to like every a couple of months I keep reaching a new plateau and then
Mm-hmm.
going on. So it's really weird to watch myself grow again. It's almost like being a teenager, stepping out on your own, learning as you go.
Well, so
It's
I
like
have a question for
Sure.
you. Do you enjoy it? Is it fun?
Oh, of course. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't.
Okay.
If it wasn't fun,
Right.
I'd be like gone.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't put anything in unless I feel good about it. Because it's like any subject in school. I tried to take like history and world of I think they called it it was like world history or something like that, and I tried to take it and it was just so boring for me. It was like, oh my god. So I just like failed it because like I just couldn't concentrate. It was so boring. I only went to half the classes and it was just like bleh. But I put my heart and soul into taking daycare services and I got like a 90. So
Oh wow! Congratulations.
yeah, so if I got my heart into it, then I can do it. But if I don't, holy cow, there's no sense even trying.
Right. Well, you can only fake it till you make it so long,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's like, it's just no fun. Thanks anyway. Let me go find something else to do.
Yeah. Yeah, and victim advocacy, I think, is the hardest part for me. I get so nervous when I hear a victim on the phone. I just like freeze up almost. It's almost like anxiety takes over and I just freeze up. And it's like my voice starts shaking. It's like, I remember when I first started talking to scammers, I used to feel the same way, but I could push through it. But when I talk to real people, it's like real victims. I don't know. I gotta get over that initial, oh my god, I'm talking to a real person here. A scammer, I can imagine them sitting in their underwear and like,
Yeah.
I can imagine them sitting in their underwear and like, they're not really real to me. They're just like sitting on the other end of the phone. But when I talk to a victim, you're thinking like, this is an old person that's sitting in their rocking
Yeah.
chair
Mhm.
knitting while they're talking to me on
Yeah.
the phone.
Yeah, or grandpa playing checkers, or
Yeah, or they have their kids around. I mean, they're, you can hear their kids in the background a lot of the times. But
Yeah.
but I never really imagine a scammer in their underwear.
Well, it's just that
That's
picture
funny.
you get when you like sit there and talk to a scammer. It's so much easier than to imagine them in their underwear and they're just sitting there and yeah. But when you're talking to a victim, a real victim, you picture some someone like your grandparents or your
Yes.
mother or your father, and you just like get that mental picture of, oh my goodness, I can't believe this person, I'm talking to this person, and I get all shy and then my voice starts cracking and I'm just like, oh.
Okay, in those cases, reach out to me. In those cases, reach out to me. Amanda, feel free to share my cell phone number privately with KDA.
Okay.
It's because I will be happy to help in any of those. I've got some neighbors that on one of my times I need to engage them. So they're both several years older than I, and she is this wonderful, sweet, kind woman, and so I'm going to call them Fred and Frida to keep them anonymous. So Frida is this sweet, kind Christian woman, and Fred is he's a wonderful guy. He's they are dear friends of mine, and I do anything for them. But Fred is far more direct and blunt, and grumpy, and very grumpy at times. So I need to engage him sometime to play my son and daughter-in-law. So I'll put on my Reginald voice, and I'm an elderly guy. Well, they sound a whole lot younger than I do, because I'm later 80s. That kind of stuff. And so at some point I'll do one of those with them just to have a little added fun.
Right.
But so that's really cool when you're able to do that victim advocacy. I just salute you, KDA. That's something I have not been able to do. So
I haven't done many calls, but the ones I've been on were more like warnings, like warning a person, like, hey, you might be getting scammed right now. Don't answer the phone. Don't. So it hasn't. I haven't actually walked a victim through like a recovery or anything like that, but I have warned them.
It does get tricky sometimes, because, and the reason why I say tricky is I've done the recovery aspect of it. It's tricky because these scammers tell these victims, hey, don't listen to nobody else. Anybody else is a scammer. Right. They're trying to hack you, But then they stand on that preference, and they stand on that up until the point where I start saying different things like, or did they ask you to download AnyDesk? Or did they have you download Reviewer? I start saying keywords. I'm like, well, how did you know that? I said, that's a typical earmarks for a scam. That's typical. Those are the signs that you need to watch out for. This is if they're doing this, and I ask certain questions, and they go, yeah, how'd you know? And so that's how you typically get victims to understand, hey, I'm on your side. I got your best interest in mind. This clown does not. You need to uninstall this program. You need to do this. I'll take any information you have. and then I'll go from there. But my
And
first priority, of course,
the
is the victim.
worst question is, how do I know you're not a scammer? And
Yes.
I think the answer is, am I asking for money? Am I asking you to
Exactly.
download anything? Am I asking you for personal information? The only thing
Yeah,
I'm asking you is to erase this from your computer and don't talk to these people.
Right.
well, they're
Now,
getting more conniving because they buddy up to you. They don't ask for say money sometimes. Like I've dealt with a lot of scammers where they don't ask for money or anything in the way. It's they're trying to befriend you and make them trust you. Then they start on, hey, I need money or da da da. But
Mm-hmm.
I see a lot of that too. So they're getting a lot more deviant on how they acquire different things. And so
yes.
that's why it's easier for us as Scambait because we know the earmarks. We know what they're doing. We
Mm-hmm.
know what we're looking for. And when I ask the victim certain questions, and they're like, yeah, 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 they are. How'd you know? And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, and then I explain it to them. Then they have that brief moment of clarity, like, oh shit, I just got scammed. And it's like,
Hmm.
what gets me is they blame themselves, and it's like it's not your fault that you're a good person. They prey on innocent people.
That's right.
So it's not your fault that you're a good person. It's their fault for being so screwed up in the head. So
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And they are criminals. They'll try
Yes,
to
they are.
make you think that they are not, but they are absolutely criminals. Uh, and what more can you do but make sure that these folks understand, yes, this is a criminal,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't want to deal with them.
another
Hmm.
Right,
thing
because
that helped
oh,
me out a
sorry, go
lot.
ahead.
Sorry,
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
another thing. Another thing that seems to help me out a lot, I only do this with victims. When I'm absolutely 100% sure that that is indeed a victim, is when they don't believe me, I'll tell them, okay, here's my handle. Google my name and see what pops up.
Yes.
And you tell me if I'm
Yes.
legit. And that goes a long ways.
Yes.
As soon as they Google my name, my handle, they pop up and they go, "Oh wow, you're a fan favorite," and they get all excited again. Like I'm a
Yeah.
celebrity, and I think that's cool. And I'm like, "Well, I'm here to help you. I'm not for you. I don't want your money. I don't want your
Right.
personal information." And
Mm-hmm.
then
Right.
I get a lot of people who ask me, "Well, can I donate?" And I don't do that. I tell them, "Well, I'm just doing my job. You knowing that you're whole and that you're safe is good enough for me." No. And I'm gonna take out this jerk that's been bothering me. And so don't worry about it. And that's kind of how I fly it, you know. And so but the Googling of the name goes a long ways.
Yeah.
So
Yep. Yeah, and mine, it's fairly easy to just Google scammer stoppers with a Z, and you'll find my channel relatively easily. So
but that's our best friend right there. And if you
yeah.
have that ability to where you can just say, hey, just Google my name, look me up. And a scammer
Yeah.
or hacker would not do that. They're not
Right.
that bold. They're not that stupid.
Right.
So when I tell somebody, "Hey, Google my name," go ahead. I'm not embarrassed about it. I'm actually proud to be a scam baiter, to be in
Yep.
this atmosphere with the professionals and pros. Go ahead, Google my name, please. So for peace of mind that what I'm telling you and the information I'm giving you is legit. You know,
Right.
so that's how you break the
Exactly.
cycle between the scammer and the victim. That's how you get them.
Yeah.
And a person in their right mind would go, "Wow, I ran into a scam baiter. Wow, the person I was talking to a scammer. And wow, well, thank God you came, you found me, and so that that makes a good tool, a good thing that they can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And they're going to remember that situation. And then, of course, that will give them the opportunity to say, hey, you know, I was very fortunate that this gentleman came and interacted. Otherwise, I could have been screwed out of, you know, $10,000 or whatever. But again, I think it's great when you can do it right then and there, because when you talk to someone who says, I lost $20,000 or more, it is so
Some
hard.
friends of mine lost 65.
Oh my gosh.
Yep, and they are retired. They're she's a retired school teacher. He's a retired realtor. Yeah, $65,000.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's sad.
and
So sad.
yeah, I mean, I personally know a dozen people who have been scammed out of significant amounts.
Oh gosh, that's gonna be
One
hard.
of my siblings, their mother-in-law was scammed out of over $20,000 in Bitcoin,
Wow.
Dang.
and she wouldn't listen to any of her kids. That, hey, you're being scammed, and then finally she realized, but she had lost 20 grand.
Now, I've ran into victims that have been victimized for 7 or 10 years or more, you know,
Yeah.
and they had no interference with a scam baiter or no knowledge of what was going on, and they were victims for 7 or 8 years, and then somebody like me runs across them and goes, hey, you're being scammed, you know, give me that information. I'll you know, I want to help. And
Yeah.
so again, it goes back to verifying myself, me being able to tell them how to verifying me, getting them on my side and understand, and then flip that information, and then I'll give them the website for the FTC or the feds or wherever it needs to go, you know, and then I'll bounce it where it needs to go, and so that's more efficient.
Well, there's and there is also IC3.gov, which is the was it Internet Crimes Complaint Center, where people can file those complaints. Now, you do have to actually be a real victim to file it, but getting that kind of information.
Actually, you really don't need to be a real victim.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
No.
Because I will say, when I have provided information to IC3, they don't even respond, we got it, or anything. They don't follow up
usually
with
anyways. But I've had
Okay.
and I've passed the information off to Dinky, who wasn't even there during the during my baits, and her and I have done the same IC3 form, and it's been reported.
Good.
So there's two of us that have reported the same scam. I go in as the victim, and then she goes in as the extra person.
Okay, we're gonna have to.
But that's really the way to do it, to knock them out efficiently, because if the victims need to know this kind of stuff, you know, and they need this kind of information when they get jammed up like this. I've had victims that I've helped in the past come across another victim, and they go, hey, talk to Shorty, here's his handle. And then I get people, and this happens to me all the time, I get people that, hey, so and so, can you help me, I got this scammer, and and I do the same thing. And so it's kind of cool, because then you get it by word of mouth, you know, through the victims and friends and family and whatnot. And those naysayers, hey, just Google my name, you know, if you don't believe it. And So it's a neat feeling to be in the atmosphere with you guys and with these big names, because then it makes the victims feel so much better knowing that we're out there, looking for these jerks. And I'll keep my language clean. I was gonna say another word, but uh, keeping these jerks in check as much as we can and trying to do as much as we can to help these guys, because federal government slammed and they get scams all the time, and we are on the front line. And
Yep.
so we have to know our stuff and know where to send it and give these guys the right information that they really need. We're playing with people's lives here. So, and especially with victims. Some of these guys, like I said, has been victimized for 7, 8 years, and it's sad. And they're emotionally fragile. So, you have to get them to understand and be nice about it and go, hey, man, I'm sorry to inform you, but the person that you're dealing with does not work for Amazon, or Facebook. Did they cold call you, or what was the initial interaction, And so it's a lot like playing detective, so really, so we do what we can, and we try to do it efficiently as quickly as possible, because time is of the essence.
Yes, absolutely.
So,
Yeah, you can only stop something so quickly. And being able to tell that person. So I'm going to use one of my favorites, Pierogi. It's Scammer Payback. How he and the gang are able to reverse into that scammer's computer. They're able to determine what that victim's phone number is. They bomb the victim's phone till the victim finally picks up, and then they say, "Look, you're being scammed," and this, like you were saying, Shorty, this is what they said, and you need to hang up from them and turn off your computer, and we will help you uninstall this software. We will help you lock your computer down. Now, my concern is some of these scammers have been able to, from what I understand, have been able to drop some Trojans into victim computers where they can take control of that victim's machine. And so that, something like that is going to require professional coming in and actually cleaning the machine. But any way that, I'm sorry?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Any way that we can help them, it's so important, because, well, one of my siblings, their mother-in-law lost 20 grand.
Wow.
A couple people with whom I'm either good acquaintances or full-blown friends, they've lost $20, $30, $50, $65,000. And it's now, I will say that my father-in-law cracks me up, because he's very with it, mentally, and he actually used to be in law enforcement, and so he will mess with the scammers, especially the grandpa scam. Hello, Grandpa, it's me. I need money. Which one is this? Is this Johnny? Yes, it's me. Tough luck, you little punk. I never liked you anyway. And then he'll hang up on them, or he'll just mess with them a little longer. And I need the. I'm sorry.
Sometimes it's not Trojans. I've noticed a lot of hackers run the Trojans and say the malware and the viruses and stuff. I'm a hacker. I used to play with that shit back in the day, back in the 90s, when I was young and dumb. It worked out for me in the long run because then I got into security. I really cracked down on security. I learned everything. I'm still always learning stuff. I don't claim to be a master. But what I typically tell victims is it's usually results of AnyDesk, UltraViewer, TeamViewer, or some derivative of it. Typically, the scammers will tell them that, oh, well, I Trojaned your virus, I Trojaned you, or sent you malware. In reality, it's just the app itself, and then they lock it up and whatnot. I tell them to reset it, and then as soon as it's reset, that they need to remove that program. And then I constantly tell people, now whether they listen or not, that's up to them, but it's solid advice. I tell people, use your security tools. Please use your antivirus, your VPNs, use the tools that are given to you that's available out there, because that's going to help you out a lot in the long run. And especially when you're on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Reddit, it doesn't matter. Twitter, it doesn't matter, or X, whatever we're calling it, it doesn't matter. Their companies are stealing your information, let alone that's why hackers are having a field day right now, because nobody's detecting. I would estimate about maybe not even a fraction of the population is using security like what they need to. I would put the number maybe at 20% are actually running security or some kind of security protocols. But I get a lot of victims who say, well, I thought I was safe on Facebook. I thought that they couldn't mess with me and steal my information. I thought Facebook would help you. And I tell them, it's not Facebook's responsibility to protect your personal information. They steal your information so they can sell it and make money. That's the only thing they're worried about. They do not have your best interest in mind. So please, please protect your information like you would your credit card, your social, and shit like that. So please be cautious of who you talk to. Always check. Always ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. And I also tell people, don't get mad at scammers and call them with your personal number. Please don't attempt to do what we do, because we take a lot of precautions and we know what we're doing. So please trust us enough to let us take the initial hit. Please do not take it upon yourself to do it yourself. If you want to learn,
I have 8 different phone numbers, and I use virtual machines. With a really good VPN that actually Nope it turned me on to, and just you're absolutely right there, because you yourself are the one responsible for ensuring your information is secure. And you brought up social security numbers and credit cards and all that stuff. One of my pet peeves is I tell people, do not use a debit card. Do not use a debit card, because that's linked directly to your bank account. Right. And if I get that, and you're host, I can wipe you out in hours. That's why I use my debit card only at two places technically. One, if I go to the ATM at the bank, and I check that thing carefully before I insert the card.
Right.
I'm sorry?
No, I was agreeing with you. I would say check check it before you swipe it, because
Oh, yes,
they have those
yes.
fake credit card where they steal the credit card information off the
skimmers.
Yeah. So
And,
yeah,
and then
definitely.
the other place that I will use it is there is one specific grocery store I love here in the West that does not accept credit cards, and I don't like carrying cash. So, in that particular place, I will use my my debit card. But again, I check the I check the credit card machine before I do anything. Now that things are becoming more and more tap enabled, you are more and more protected. Versus the old swipe the card. Then we came to the chip enabling, which, funny part, the U.S. Chips were enabled 5.5, 6 years, and were not just enabled but mandated in the European Union 5 or 6 years before it even began here in the States. But you're still not 100% protected from your information, your card number, and stuff being compromised.
Now,
But
now these were talking about we're talking about this. Another rule for anybody who's listening: when you get an antivirus, please don't get a cheap one. If you're in the United States, Verizon Wireless has a thing. It's called digital security.
Oops, I think we lost you, bud.
Yeah. I just heard
I think
secure.
we lost your audio. He was mentioning the Verizon digital security.
Mhm.
I will say that I'm a big fan of Avast, AV as in Victor,
Yes.
AST, like Avast your mateys. I'm a big fan of Avast antivirus, but you have to ensure that your heuristics, your sensitivity is set as high as possible.
Right.
So
Well, the reason why I said that was because they, or even Norton does the same thing, and other companies have followed suit. Identity theft protection is a great tool to utilize because you can add your credit card information, you can add your phone numbers, your emails, your social. You can add credit card numbers and pretty much, I think one of them is your health card or something, and
Yes.
that's all protected. So, and I think it's like $1 million guarantee if it's breached.
yeah, LifeLock.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that's a good peace of mind. Please don't go out and get a cheap ass antivirus system, because back in the day there was tons of antivirus companies out there, but they really didn't do nothing. They were just a jip, more or less. They didn't do what they advertised. They were crap.
Right.
And I used to beta test for one of the companies. It was CM Security. I used to beta test for them for a while, for a couple years, and they dipped into that kind of area a little bit too, but then they pulled themselves out of it. But different things like that, and please make sure you have significant amount of security. App lock goes a long ways. Use the features that are out there, please, because if you
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
because it's better to be safe than sorry. Because
Yes.
actually, my dad had to get LifeLock after someone claimed my mom on taxes after she passed away.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the other thing that people have to be very careful is if you have a family member that is in a position that's not able to take care of their financial status, make sure that everything is overseen and secure. That way, nothing can happen to that person. Especially if you keep their debit card, or if you have anything, go ahead and drawn out automatically, like my dad does. And so it's really important. Let's see, what does Star Chaser say? My mom owns a house in retirement community. More than a few have public house phone listings and easy to search. She is private. That's even a good idea too. You want to make sure that anyone that's in the retirement center, or like me, I don't take care of the financial status. My husband does. And if anything happened to him, I would just pass it on to my brother, so that way he can make sure that everything is still covered on my end. And because you never know. I mean, it's just. But I think you guys have been stating some really good things, such as just being there and supportive in any kind of situation. Like if you get the victim in life at that time, or if you get him afterwards. And we have so many great advocates out there that are willing to talk to that person one-on-one. I was doing it for a little bit, but I had to take a break. But we know that we've got Mary, we got Dinky, Chappie, so many others. But I think the main thing is this: if we can kind of just keep calling, keep trying to prevent. I know, like Joe said, he can't really scambait right now, and we totally get that,
Yeah.
Jojo, we're kind of talking about all sorts of things. We do have some friends who are in cybersecurity. I'm not one of them, so don't ask me on that. And Jojo, you're welcome to, or if anyone's on Discord, y'all are welcome to join in. We are in Team SDS right now on the call streaming. So if y'all want to hop on in for a minute, we're going to probably stream for just a few more minutes. But, you studied a little bit in cybersecurity. That's cool. But I think, again, I thank you guys for, stating what you can also do to help. So if anyone is needing some assistance, Scammer Stoppers, you're good at editing, also scam baiting, those kind of things. And Shorty, he's been doing a great job. And so if y'all want to reach out to them, KDA, myself, I'll be happy to guide you in whatever. The Discord link. I am going to, I'm not going to post it, but I will whisper it to you, Star Chaser. Let's see if I can get the invite.
I think JoJo was asking for it too.
Yeah, let me, I don't want to post it on here, so let me, okay, Star Chaser, let me whisper to you here. Okay. There you go.
Yeah, you're cutting out a lot there.
I'm fixing it right now. I just caught that.
Okay.
Helps prevent a lot of the scams initially, because they bank on the fact that that victim doesn't either know nothing about computers, or they're not computer savvy and they're not running security. That's what they bank on, and that's what they prey upon. So they go hand in hand. You know what I mean? The cybersecurity and the scams, they kind of play off of one another in a sense, because that's a victim's vulnerability right there.
Right.
Because most elderly people are not computer savvy. That's why I like using Paula. I play an 88-year-old woman. and I don't use a voice changer. And so it goes a long ways. So, and that's why they just assume she's an old lady. She don't know nothing about computers, and
That's
it
right.
blows them away that Paula knows as much as she does. And
I know she's a
so,
killer. I mean, she's a she's hilarious. Hey, JoJo, welcome. Oh,
You know,
suppressed. Okay.
Shorty, I may just have to make my elderly character, Dolores, either Dolores or Mary. I've got two different ones that are older. I may have to make one of them quite computer savvy, just to make her a little bit more fun for entertainment purposes.
Well, and I think I mean, I normally do a Southern woman just because that's the only thing I can really do. JoJo, I asked Nope to change your role so you can have a chance to talk in here. Hopefully he will do it here in a minute. But that's
Paul mod, hold on. See if I can do something.
well, I tried it and it won't let me do the change the roles.
JoJo?
He has to have a role change to talk, and of course we know JoJo.
Oh.
And so I'm hoping Nope can change
Yeah, I
that.
can't issue roles.
No, neither can I.
But no, it kind of plays on that. I do that with Paula. I like doing Paula a lot because she's nasty. She can be mean. She can flirt. She can be really nasty. She's kind of over the board. She's more or less Medea, Tyler Perry Medea, but more aggressive and more mean at different points. And so I wouldn't go too computer savvy because then that throws up a red flag for the scammers.
Yes.
It's easier to play stupid. And I don't know what this is. What's a Windows key?
Yes.
What's this run box? What are you talking about? Yeah. No,
What?
You can't run. And, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. I throw at them, and they mispronounce words, and then Paula has a field day.
Oh yes, yes, I understand.
So.
Oh yeah, one of them. They were repeating letters, and so I would do multiple letters, and www. Oh yeah.
Oh, and don't forget you spell out the dot. I mean, I've seen some people do that.
Yes,
They're like DOT.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah, I think it's great.
My favorite one is when you have to spell out a word, and they're like A for alpha, or A for alpha, and then it's R for Randy, and I'll be like R for Randy, and I'll see if they click on, and I'll throw in like different little bit of Hindi in there.
Yeah.
And then really way that Paula knows Hindi. Like I'll call him a Belakoof, which means idiot in Hindi. I learned a lot of it from Tao Gal. Please go check him out, Tao Gal Media.
Oh,
check him out on YouTube.
Oh my gosh, yes! I actually was gonna share one of his shorts for a quick second. They're hilarious.
But he is really good at that stuff, and so it's neat when Paula uses Hindi and it really confuses them. I'm usually able to get their location and their IP address, so I can tell them exactly where they're at. And I'll ask them, like, I had one scammer one time got cocky with me. He's like, well, you don't know where I'm at. I'm like, hold on, I'll tell you. Okay, you're in Kolkata. You're in Sector 5. You're in the Genesis building, and it looks like you're on the 3rd floor. And then click, and right away, and then it's that. If you can identify them, and you know where they're at, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm down the street. I'm on my way. And you act like you knock on the door. Hello, open the door. Open. Hello, I want to see my boyfriend. And so yeah, I have a lot of fun just using Paula, doing that kind of stuff. And so,
that's hilarious.
So
I'll chat with you.
That's why I'm doing a
Shorty, I'm sorry, Shorty, what was that?
I said, right now I'm currently making a soundboard for Paula.
Oh. Okay.
For the community.
Cool.
Her actual name is Paula Two Cox. Nobody seems to catch on to that until they ask me, well, what's your husband's name? Oh, his name is Dick. And for some reason, Dick Two Cox throws a red flag for some reason and they hang up. And it was just like, really? That's what the Two Cox part didn't get you, huh? I spelled it out and everything for you. That didn't trigger nothing. But as soon as I said the word, his name, click, and it's like.
So instead, use Richard or Ricardo.
Yeah, Ricardo.
I do.
Dickie.
I do, and I'll be like, my husband's name is Rick, but everybody calls him. His name is Richard, but everybody calls him Dick because he is a dick. You know.
Yes.
From time to time, you know, and Paula's. I got her career kind of figured out. What was it? She was a hooker, a gangster, a service vet, a prostitute, a bank robber, and hit woman. So far.
So she was in politics.
Yeah, basically. But I'm constantly writing down. You should see my notepad. I got a notepad, and it's just scribbles of different ideals: baby talk, sex talk, UFO. Gangster, thug life, just different ideals that I've tossed around, because I don't use a voice changer when I do her. It's all me.
Right.
So it's easy for me to come up with these scenarios. She's been a nurse in the First World War. One time, I didn't use Paula for this one, but I had a scammer get a hold of me about a job. I told him my name was Charlie Manson. I gave him the address for San Quentin, and I gave him Charlie's ID number, and he got the job, but he's dead. But
hey Jojo,
just
I can finally talk.
Yay!
Hey.
Welcome.
Yeah, you just needed a little bit extra rolls, and you're good. Yay, okay.
I can finally talk, and then I joined the VC. First thing I hear is apparently Notebot scammer info.
Mm-hmm.
So great, now he has my email and password. That's cool.
Well, he's not going to share it. You know that. I mean, it's...
If I leave SDS again, next thing you know, my entire email address is just like, hey, here's his email.
No.
Nice.
No, they'll be good with
that
it.
as a joke on April Fool's one time. Last year he did that. He made an announcement, SDS, we're officially selling everybody's personal information to make money or something. Please understand or something. And everybody started wigging out. It's like, what? And he's like, no, April Fool's. Just screwing with you. And it was hilarious, and everybody started freaking out and panicking. It's like, really? You think that they would do that for no reason? Really?
Yeah, but some people do silly things, just like how we just got this text from my daughter's school saying that as of Thursday, there's going to be police there because someone had called and threatened the administration.
Oh.
So yeah, I mean, it's...
That just sounds like a Tuesday.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? But it's just people are gonna say silly things or do early, April Fool's jokes. But just know that. Shorty, you're echoing. I think. We're gonna say silly things or do early, April Fool's jokes. But just know that April.
Why? Why?
Yeah, that was hurting my ears.
Yeah.
But
yes, you may want to mute the Twitch and just keep Discord unmuted.
Yeah, I had to pause it.
I'm in the.
I
have the stream open. I just muted the tab.
okay.
Yeah,
thanks.
there you go.
Yeah, it's just otherwise if I hear extra noises, you're gonna hear me or go and then, Not to be mean, it's just the lovely hyperacusis is, But we've already talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
So yeah, just again, I think it's like JoJo, you know about the cybersecurity. I have a friend that kind of does a little bit of that.
Oh no, I don't know much. I only messed around a little in cybersecurity with a friend.
Hey, but it's good that you know. You know, it's better to know
Yeah,
a
I
little
know a
bit.
guy who is a cyber professional, so. But I don't get to talk to him much.
Oh, okay.
But, you know, yeah, any way that we can mess with those scammers, you know, the different voices, the different characters, as I shared Jeremy Bodine. So Jeremy, he's the handicapped person, and he talks like this, and he struggles a lot. The scammers love to try to rip him off, and you know, whatever things we can do to make their life more miserable. And my goal is to be able to have the access to dozens, if not hundreds of different scammers' computers, and be able to watch what they are doing. It would be so much fun to be able to do what Jim Browning and a couple of the others are able to do, which is getting into their CCTV, their closed circuit TV system.
Yeah, I would love to do that.
Oh,
Yeah, I thought that was
just
cool.
be so
That was exactly what got me into scam baiting too.
Yeah, but you also people
ahead.
also have to understand that anytime that you hack into, it's not like the 90s. The 90s, yeah, we weren't supposed to do it, but it was a lot looser than what it is now. Now they really double down on it. But anytime you connect to somebody or hack somebody else's device, technically you're breaking the law.
Yes.
And that's what
Yes, that is
kind of
true.
gets to the, whether it's for a good reason or not. Technically, yeah, you are getting into that gray area. So
Right.
my advice would be, yes, it's cool, it's fun, I've done it, but be careful and cautious when you do it. It's like any other of our tools. They can be abused just as easy
Yes.
as anything else. So,
Yes.
you know, you gotta be careful. We're allowed to,
Damn.
Yes.
well, we're
Did you
allowed to
from-
do a lot of things because the understanding is we know what we're doing and the government knows we're here to help. So we don't want to push our luck, so to say.
Right.
Right,
Yeah,
because we don't want to end
because
up getting in
actually-
trouble. Sorry.
Yeah,
So, well,
I am actually
one good thing,
I'm
and it
actually
makes
not
sense.
very far. I'm sorry. What was that?
No, I was just saying, if one does something stupid, like what's happened previously with other scammers, I'm not gonna say names, but there's been other times where somebody does something and it affects everybody across the board. It changes
Yeah.
everything. So, you know, we gotta be real cautious on what we do and what we show. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
Very true.
Yeah, and what you do is important, but what you show is even more important to, as far as being careful. You don't show that how you have been able to do what you do, because then they will catch on, and in some cases, yeah, they will also notify their local police, you know, because a lot of these owners of the scam centers, they have a lot of money, and they have a great deal of influence with the local police department because they pay these guys a serious chunk of change.
Oh yeah. Yep, that is true.
But remember that everything, I guess we have to kind of say this for legal reasons, it's all purely for entertainment purposes, and we never will do anything unlawful.
Right.
Do not attempt to recreate anything you've seen in those videos at home. It may get you in trouble with local law enforcement.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, and
I also need to
that's-
set up my VMs.
I don't like saying that
Yes.
that I'm professional necessarily, because I feel like I'm still learning myself. There's a lot of people, programmers and different people in different areas than me that are professional and masters in that area. I'm really good at security. That's my thing. So when I run across like Mark, he's really, really good at programming. So I look at different people in different areas. I don't like saying professional because of the fact that we're always just learning, all of us. It doesn't matter
Oh,
what
yes.
area you're in,
Definitely.
you're still learning on it. It's constantly evolving. Constantly.
Right.
So
Because there could be something else.
And AOL, now it's this. So, but
And I think the main thing is just keep learning and growing, and again, it never hurts to stop educating yourself, because people are going to still try and find ways of scamming. I mean, even I watched this show, Life After Lockup, and
Oh, yeah.
and this one guy spent $90,000 on a prisoner. So even there are some prisoners who play a game, and they'll bait men, or women will bait, they'll bait different people. And so it can happen in any moment and any time, or like still the romance scams are still popular. I mean, even Dr. Phil has even addressed that in his shows. And I think it's just, making sure that we are realizing what all scams that the scammers are doing, and figuring out ways to improve ourselves, even if it's through character development, even if it's through development of other tools that we're not going to share on here because of a stream, but just implementing anything possible, because we want to be 10 steps ahead of them. And unfortunately, just like this guy that we had not too long ago on here, well, it's been a few months ago, Paul, who's a friend of ours, and he was, luckily enough, he has a website. He has other people all over the world that are even helping with like the pet scams and the puppy mills and all sorts of stuff. And just like I didn't know about Twitter baiting until Hatch was talking about it, and the whiskey scams. I didn't know anything about that until Whiskey was talking about it. And so again, just like Shorty said, he's still learning and growing. And even though I've been doing this for a long time, I still feel like I'm brand new. I'm not a professional, but the main thing is just still trying to do our best, and that's all we can do. And that's the main thing. And then also still promoting and try to prevent, and that's why we have on here, is where we can talk about it, and also be able to say, hey, if you haven't watched Dex, if you haven't watched Artifice, if you haven't watched Hatch, or watch the funny videos that Tagao or Chester Drawers, now he's doing live scam baiting. And I think it's important for all of us to still go over there and see what they're doing, and then at the same time still practicing on our end. So,
and it's also important that we all stick together.
yes.
And the scam baiters, that we need to stop bickering among ourselves, kind of. Not that it's always happening, but we need to stick together. We all have the same goal in mind here.
Yes.
We're doing it for the
Right.
victims, and that's what we need to keep
Yes.
in mind. This is not about
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
not a
it's not about
competition.
me.
I mean, and that's the main
Right.
thing that I felt like it was in 2016 when I joined. There were a lot of great baiters in different servers and having a great time, but at the end, it still felt like there was competition there. And to be honest, there is no competition in scam baiting. And Shorty, you're exactly right. We are on exactly the same mission. We are trying to do as best we possibly can, and also still be fans of other baiters.
Yes. Absolutely. I mean, Ray has a lot of baiters know him. He is gone from just being able to do it part-time, when he could, as he was working. Now he's doing it full-time, and he streams almost every day. And others. The only competition should be scam baiters against the scammers.
Right.
Who can mess with the scammers the most, but then privately share with other trusted scam baiters, hey, this is some of what I did to harm them. But one has to be careful when you're sharing that. You have to make sure that you are sharing it only with trusted baiters, because you don't want to have scammers find out, oh, this is how they did this.
Right.
So, but I would love to work with every single person that I possibly could, to get to the point where when I do retire from my regular job, my regular work, and it's not very far off, I'd love to be able to be at the point where, yes, I can actually just do scam baiting all day, whether it's streams or just doing a lot of videos. It doesn't matter. Hopefully that can supplement my retirement income sufficiently that I can have fun. So.
No, I think that's a great idea, because I know some other friends who are wanting to do streaming full time and are not able to yet, just due to the financial reasons. But it certainly would be nice. Like we love Scammer Takeout, and of course he's been super busy, but it would be nice if he can do this full time, and Hatch is doing it full time, and I'm so impressed. And plus he even evolved, going from not calling to doing calls, and so for him to do that, I think is incredible. And so you're right, it's just whatever can make you happy. And but again, just know that we are here to support each other. We're not here to bash each other, and I think that's the main thing. But also, I love what Star Chaser wrote here, is that their mom's retirement community has a computer tech on site 10 minutes away to call. And I think that's also important, is I know some friends that have gone to their retirement center, talked to them, and then I love the fact that a lot of retirement centers or nursing homes are having people go to them, talk to them, and some of them do it on a regular basis. And I think that's amazing, because as we know, a lot of retirees are the prime victims, including individuals with disabilities or younger generation. And I think that's awesome. I just applaud that. So, but
that's any way that. So I am I'm old enough that I'm in the well into the the boomer realm, so to speak, and as I hear about different people who get scammed, it's just and there was one scam that was these scammers were saying they were a police department in Arizona, and they were not Indians. They were they had American kind of accents. One was even sounded like just a black American, American black guy. And so I was able to mess with them a little bit, but I have not found another line of them so that I could report them to my contacts at the feds.
That's great.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was not able to report them at that time to my contact at the feds, but I'd love to be able to. But they've gone away. Those scammers have gone away. But hopefully somebody can find them again, and it'll get posted into scammer.info or something.
Yes. That would be great, because that's the other useful tool, because I've had in other servers where they'll say, where can I get scam call numbers, and of course with the TOS you can't share it, but that's what I love about how we do have scammer.info now to utilize, and so it is a great thing.
You know that there is that number you can call that will put you in touch with scammers. Are you aware of that?
Which one? I'm sorry.
There's a number you call which will connect you to scammers.
Oh.
Yeah, press 1 to talk to a scammer. Yeah, I'll find their number and I'll text it to you.
Okay.
I guess I left that phone in the other room.
Okay.
Yeah, it's it was up for a long time. It went away because people didn't know how to act, and then the guy brought it back.
Okay.
And at one time it would let you know what the presumed scam was, but now you can just lead the scammers on, depending on how they answer. Yeah. Like I said, I apparently left that phone in the other room, so I'll make sure I send it to you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah, they were using that in the People's Call Center. They were using that number. It was
Yes.
active.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's the number that they were using. That was a recording, because I recognized the recording, because we used to use it. And what was funny was they would activate that number and it'd only be active for say about 2 hours, and then they would turn it off because they hit all the numbers on that list and they were going really, really quick because everybody was using it. And so I know they were having problems with it, keeping numbers on there and people misusing it and whatnot. So I didn't know it was back until I was watching the People's Call Center stream, and I recognized the recording. And I went, oh wow, they activated it again. Oh cool. But yeah,
so my favorite is actually calling the toll-free numbers, because not only are you wasting the scammers' time, they are paying anywhere from 6 to 30 cents per minute that you're on that call with them. And now if you use like the dialer that Nope and the guys put together, then they get a small credit per minute on their phone bill for, pardon me, for each minute of toll-free time, you're wasting, on the scammers. But yeah, that's another thing I love to do. If I can find a toll-free number to waste, yep, oh yeah.
I like the tech supports because I've gotten like everything I do is mobile. So I have a laptop but it's not working, but I've done the Windows thing so much to where when they tell me to push Windows and R, oh, that's run. And I know the procedure, I know the rundown of what they're doing. Especially when it comes to AnyDesk, because in reality, the steps that they use for Windows is just a little bit longer than my step to do it with Android. So the process is the same; it leads to the same ending. Even though I'll act like I have a computer and I make them think that I have a computer, I'll tell them I have a Dell or a Chromebook or whatever, and they buy into it, and then I get the AnyDesk. I either reverse it or I report it straight to AnyDesk and they get it shut down. I got a guy who works for AnyDesk.
Yeah, they had a guy from AnyDesk in the People's Call Center this week.
Yeah, that was my guy.
Yeah, he does a good job.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he did a really good job. And yeah, I caught up with like Pleasant Green, Skeleton Siskey. I saw him more just because of the time frames. And, it was cool to see Deo. I'm glad that Deo was there. But yeah, I thought that was cool that like AnyDesk and, sorry, like Jim Browning didn't get to make it this year, or, didn't get to see CJ Scams, who does a great job as well. And of course, we've been missing her stream because she does it on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and it'll be nice.
Yeah.
But, so yeah, it's just, again, it's just nice to see what they're doing, and that really AnyDesk, when phone numbers are reported, I think is great that they're doing it to take them down. And but also in the comments we've got Star was saying when you get a phone number call, they return number must match. And then Brian was saying yes, but they're using stolen funds to pay for those numbers. And then he also says, I do agree, it's harder on the PCH and Nigerian scammers.
Now, I don't think that
those are the worst ones.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Yeah, you're kind of cutting out.
No, I was just saying the worst ones are the PCH and the romance scams.
Yes.
AnyDesk just came out with that they're gonna give back to the victims $16,000 for anybody who's fallen victim with a scam using AnyDesk or whatnot. That they're gonna try to make them whole, and I thought that was awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
AnyDesk.
I thought that was really cool.
That they're yes. So there's a lot of things going on right now in the scam baiting community that are being hashed out as far as victims and scam baiting on both sides. So we're getting more tools in our belt, so to say, and we'll get more support from the government and law enforcement and whatnot too. So, which is pretty cool. But your romance scammers and PCHs are about the worst because they're really violent and they're really mean. The romance play on the heartstrings of innocent people, lonely people.
Yes. Yes.
So there's some really dirty ones out there. So please do not go on social media thinking you're gonna find love. You're just gonna find problems.
Yep.
Which I can understand. I mean, people have used, I even met my husband on a phone line that was advertised a long time ago, and that women didn't have to pay for it. So I was bored one night and joined it, and we started talking in December of '96, and then we met up in January 9th of '97. And, but, again, other people have met through chat rooms or whatever. But you're so right. I mean, if someone says, "Oh, I'll give you everything in the world," and da 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 da, it's are you sure you're going to believe be able to believe them? And
Well, and
scammers.
one gap. Sorry, go ahead.
Yes, scammers would fall saying, "I'm your scammers tell me, well, I'm your grandson. Treat me like your grandson," and that to me is creepy. It creeps me out doing follow and having them say stuff like that, and then I'll start yelling at them like my grandson, and then they go, "Why are you yelling at me? Why are you cussing at me?" It's like, well, you told me to treat you like you got my grandson, and you think I let you play with that? And then I give them a hard time about it. I usually, anything that they throw at me, I throw it right back at them later, or, so.
Yeah. No, I think that's awesome. But I do agree with what you're saying, though, Shorty, is, don't fall into this kind of victim. Definitely check on the web, or, because you don't want to have to end up paying so much and then end up having the mental distress out of it, because we know people have actually done harm to themselves after being a victim of scams, or getting a victim as a romance or PCH, and we don't want anyone to have to go through that. And but we know it happens to everybody. It's just figuring out making sure like other family members are aware, and having their talks. And so I think it's gotten a lot better since of like YouTube and other people talking about it, and then with Twitter, Facebook. But again, also the social medias have also made us, it can also be utilized in the wrong way, if I'm making sense. And like Star said, dating sites are the worst. My ex-friend is looking for wife number 5. Oh, wow. Yeah, I got very lucky because I didn't know if it, what I was doing was going to work. And so, yeah, he was my first boyfriend and only boyfriend so far. And I'm not changing it. So... But yeah, that's how a lot of the dating sites, that's how the prisoners found love, out of lockup.
And it actually just surprises the heck out of me that prisoners have access to the internet.
Yeah, because I was kind of wondering, even my husband was doing the same thing, going, how are they able to get these things posted? And I kind of thought, well, maybe a family friend of theirs is doing all this. And then we watched that 60 Days, and they have access to like email and their commissary, but I didn't know if they had any access on actual websites that I didn't see. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you, Brian. We forgot to talk about Trilogy. And Social Catfish are doing good work to bring more awareness to romance scams. Good for them. Yeah, Trilogy, I think they've done a great job. I've seen, I haven't watched some of their videos lately, but I know that they have actually gone out to that person's house and helped them out. So, and even caught the scammers there. It's awesome. I love what they're doing too. So thank you for bringing that up, Brian.
I like Trilogy. Some of the time, some of their languages, it is really, really harsh, even when they're just talking, and they drop the F-bomb way too often, which kind of turns me off. But what they do is amazing.
Yeah.
For anybody
earlier. Sorry. Earlier, whenever I think it was Amanda was saying something about scammers being on the inside of some phone companies, stuff like that, getting phone numbers, email addresses, stuff like that. It reminded me of a website called Have I Been Pawned.
Oh,
You can
yes.
just like enter your email, and that's a great, that's a fantastic tool to make sure your email hasn't been in a data breach, none of your passwords, stuff like that.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
I'll
I'm gonna look
post
that
that.
up. Have I
I'll
been?
post that here.
It's
Okay.
PWN.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Huh. Okay, I have too many emails, but I'll use my primary one. Because I know I've gotten some emails from like weird people. Okay.
Just know, everybody, that your personal information is public information. So that's why I tell people to please use security such as antivirus and VPNs. It will allow the public eye, sort of say, and encrypt.
I would also, if you want to live a kind of private life, I would also make sure to get rid of white pages, yellow pages, those sites that usually have like your home address, your email, phone number, stuff like that. You're able to request to get those taken down.
Their impact on the internet, what get leaks, the best that you can. Yes, for sure, because it's public information. Anybody, there's hundreds of sites out there that you can type in somebody's name, their phone number, their email, whatever, and it will tell you. And some of them, yes, you do pay a small fee. Then you can get information on that person that you need. And so that's a scary thought. And so
It is.
please be careful.
Okay, I just did that Pond website that y'all were talking about. And then I put in my email and it says, oh no, Pond in 9 data breaches and found no paste.
Yep.
And then it says subscribe to search sensitive breaches. So it looks like I have been used.
Yeah, it should tell you the breaches. If you scroll down, it should tell you the breaches you were pawned in and what and when they were pawned.
Yeah, it says Chatbooks, Daily Motion, My Fitness Pal, My Heritage, River City, Twitter.
Wow.
Actually, I almost forgot about that Twitter one.
Yeah, Wattpad, White Pages, and Zynga. Because it's like down below. Yeah, because it says breaches you were pawned in.
Ooh.
But I don't even use Chatbooks, so I have no idea. I used My Heritage already.
Yeah, somebody
and
got
Twitter.
it. So I put my my scam baiting, scammer stoppers at Gmail list in there, and interestingly enough, that particular email address was pawned very shortly after I created the account a little over a year ago. But that's hilarious.
I wonder how. Did it ever tell you how, or did it just say it was pawned?
It says a paste. There were pastes in which I was found. A paste is information that's been published to a publicly facing website designed to share content. Oh, wait a second. This, let's see. Pasters are automatically imported and often removed shortly after having been posted. Using the 1Password password manager helps you ensure they're all strong. This could have been yanked from my website, scammerstoppers.com. So maybe that's.
I would not doubt it.
Oh, Ismail's heading out. Thanks, Ismail, for being here. We appreciate you. And if y'all haven't seen Ismail, you got to go check his website. I mean, his YouTube. He's hilarious, and he baits with other people as well. So y'all go check it out.
Look how many times I've been pawned. 687. 12
Holy
million.
crap.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Special. Well, that's why. That's exactly why I run high security like I do. That's exactly the reason why.
My main email for 6 years now, and it's only been pawned 3 times, and all 3 were just data breaches.
I just checked my regular email address I use for most of my stuff. It was breached in 2,844 data breaches unverified.
Whoa.
How?
Yeah.
Dang.
Well, yeah. I'll have to. Oh yeah, River City Media was. I bought some product through them. Yeah. Wow. Verifications.io. Yeah, that's it, and that's why you want to never release your regular email address if you are being if you are subscribing to a place. Use to some restaurant or subscribing to your grocery store app or whatever the case may be. Have a separate account that you only use for those kind of things. I have like 8 different email accounts, 8, 10, something like that, and they're each for specific purposes. But that's in fact, I have to check how many times that one. Oh yeah, this is a whole bunch. So even whitepages.com was compromised in 2016. So yeah, you have to be careful about your information, making sure that, well, first of all, don't use the same password on more on different accounts, different sites. So it's called credential stuffing. So if you, let me use Fred1 at gmail.com. I don't have any such, but I'll just call it that. Or Fred at gmail.com. If I have that for my bank and my PayPal account and Zelle and whatever else, and this actually did happen several months ago. Folks, some of the bad actors got these credentials from a variety of different breaches or compromises, and they stuffed these credentials into PayPal. And there were thousands of accounts that were compromised. Now, this is not PayPal's fault. It was because these people used the same password across multiple places. And also there are a lot of people that use the word password as their password. Well, you can't.
Wait, people do that?
Oh yeah. Yeah, put in the password.
God, I thought people were smarter than that.
No, there are people that still use 1, 2, 3, 4 as their luggage combination.
Oh gosh, not a good idea.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I think there's a few people. There's got to be at least a few people who still have the lock set at the default combination of like 000 or something.
Yeah, probably. And so making sure that you use a password, or use a different password on every different site. Now, you're going to go, Jim, that's a major pain in the butt. How do I keep track of it? There are a variety of password managers you can use.
There's
Secret. Go ahead.
Sorry. Some password managers are like LastPass, NordPass. I know. Dashlane. I know of. There's a few more.
There are a bunch. The key is, though, here's a critical thing. When you use any of these, and LastPass is, along with 1Password and these others, they are online, so you are at risk. But here's how you can prevent or make it far more difficult for the bad guys to get your passwords. When you set these up, you set a master password, and that is used to encrypt all of the passwords that you put into there. So the secret is have a really, really good, strong password master password that somebody's not going to be able to figure out. So let's say Fred and Ginger are a married couple, or are a couple, and they want to use, let's just use LastPass here. So they set up their, and they have 3 kids, Tommy, Johnny, and Jenny. And so they set up the password, the master password, Tommy 12, Jenny 15, Joey 18, whatever. Something that's not going to be easily recognizable, but uppercase, lowercase numbers makes it much more secure. And if you can have special characters like an underscore or an ampersand or whatever, making sure that is very secure yet memorable. Now the likelihood of you being actually compromised, it is very, very, very slim.
I would also recommend, if you're sorry,
please.
I would also recommend, if your passwords have ever been compromised, or your email or anything like that, change them, yes. But also, I'd recommend setting up 2FA, two-factor authentication, on anything that you can.
Right.
Yep.
Yes, absolutely. Two-factor authentication, for anybody that's not aware of that, is most places they will do one of 2 things. They will have you register your cell phone number or some other number at which you can receive SMS text messages, and it will send you, so you'll do the username and password, that's 1 factor. Then it will send you a text message to that appropriate texting number, and then you punch that in when you're trying to log in. Alternatively, there are a bunch of apps out there that will Google Authenticator, Google Duo, not to be confused with Google Duo's video conferencing like Zoom, but it will have a 6 or more digit code that gets changed every 30 seconds. I don't want to go into depths of it. Somebody wants more information, they can email me. But yeah, having that 2-factor authentication is crucial, especially anything that is sensitive. So if you use social media, absolutely do it. Anything financial, my credit card, my banks, uh, my retirement accounts, those all use multiple factor authentication, and that's the only way that you can truly protect yourself.
I would also like to say there is a such thing. I think Google calls it a YubiKey, but there are multiple other things as well. It's like a little flash drive almost. So you can have a physical thing that makes it a lot harder. Many people consider that to be even more secure than the apps. As well, text message 2FA is not secure, or is the least secure 2FA option due to SIM swap attacks and stuff like that. What I would recommend is getting an authenticator app. I personally use Authy, but there's Microsoft Authenticator, Google Authenticator, all of those. The issue is make sure that you get one by a trusted company. There have been multiple reports of some authenticator apps that were just created to steal info. So I would recommend getting one that is specific to, that is from a company you know or trust.
And again, there's rumors that I've heard throughout the community that's saying that some scammers, not all, but it's still worth mentioning that some scammers or hackers are able to bypass the two-step authentication and get that number when they gain access to that device. That's why I people please use antivirus and your VPNs to help. That.
I totally agree, and you guys are making a very good point. And even like Star Chaser wrote about how your smartphone with the GPS app running the tracks that passing stores who track about you. Wait a minute, I can't even read. Who track you about, turn it off as you go, or get a flip phone with no internet like I have. Very smart. So yeah, I think it's before the internet, we drove to the bank and post office. Don't get lazy. Totally agree with you, Star Chaser.
Don't get lazy.
I know. I miss a lot of these good old days because, you know, a lot of people now will be at dinner and be on their phone. They're not socially interacting, and that's why we have issues. Oh, hey, Parker. Yeah, you're right. How I got hacked, one of my PayPals. Oh, that's not good.
Yeah. Oh, and PayPal and Venmo and Cash App and all those absolutely using an authenticator. It's critical.
I would also, I've heard people of SIM swap attacks. I would recommend getting a like SIM pin or something similar on your SIM card that can help stop those attacks, from what I understand, at least. And back to what Scammer Stopper was saying earlier that I completely forgot to say was, I have 2 emails. My main email that I use for a lot of like subscriptions, or not subscriptions, sorry, a lot of rewards programs and stuff like that. And then a second email that I use for stuff like my bank, job applications, all of that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Out your personal information from everything else. You gotta, like, my personal information and my personal life is separate from my scam baiting career.
So, yes.
And I also run proxy, so I went above and beyond as far as security, and that's was only because of experience. But yes, definitely try to separate yourself, try to protect your personal information, try to use dummy accounts and one and get away with it. But even the dummy account is blocking them up because, you know, secure everything. And I know it sounds redundant and crazy, but it's a lot different out there. There are a ton of hackers out there. There are a ton of scammers out there, trolls that looking to dox people. Doxing is when somebody gets your information and exposes you. For those who don't know, tons of
There's also, sorry to cut you off. There's another thing, swatting, where people will use information
Oh.
often taken from doxes
Yes.
to call a SWAT team to the person's house, and that has ended in either a few casualties or the streamers often getting either banned or maybe needing therapy or something like that. So please be very, very careful. Of course, I'm not going to follow any of this advice, but please do your own research.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, because of my VPN, I always, even though I live in a major city, my VPN is always pointed to a significantly different city, as in a geographical location. So, instead of Los Angeles, I would say I'm Vegas or Phoenix, or, instead of Vegas, I'm LA or San Francisco or something. And that ensures that I am, that folks cannot figure out where I am. And I do not have my scam baiting email accounts on my personal cell phone. I actually have a completely separate cell phone for scam baiting. It, and I was able to arrange getting an area code in a major part of the southwestern U.S. that is completely different from where my cell actually is. So that's another thing. Just making sure that you are protecting all of your own information. And having that VPN, actually, even if you're not scam baiting, having a VPN is critical, because that encrypts your traffic far better than it just being open, because somebody can sit outside of your house and figure out your Wi-Fi password, and it's not that hard, even with WPA2 or WPA3, and they can, once they break that password, they can get in and watch everything that's happening on your network and use packet sniffers to pull your passwords and that kind of stuff. So for your Wi-Fi, have a really strong password. Special characters, uppercase, lowercase, numbers, all that stuff.
Yep. Be cautious and always be at the ready, because fortunately this stuff is more common and it's getting to a critical boiling point. If you look at Facebook and Instagram and Reddit and other platforms and Twitter, they are crawling with sugar daddies, sugar mamas, hackers, scammers that always are looking for people who use Cash App, Venmo, Zelly, whatever. They're always going after that stuff. But you got to be cautious about public Wi-Fi security. Bank on that, because there could be somebody sitting there unknowingly on a laptop and stealing your information, and you wouldn't even have no idea what's going on. So please be when you're doing stuff like that. And so I know I sound like I'm preaching. I'm not trying to, but It's just, to me, it's super important for people to understand that the security is there for a reason. The tools are there. You just need to utilize them.
Yes.
And tools go. The more you have enacted, the better off you are. So, any security is better than no security.
Right.
But if you're going to route, please make sure it's a good one, like McAfee, Norton, NordVPN, whatever. But also run an antivirus behind it. Just don't run a VPN by itself.
Mm-hmm. No,
So-
very true.
And a strong antivirus, making sure that your sensitivity, also known as heuristics, are set to strong or highest level. You may get false positives, but I'd rather have 10 false positives in a month than to have one infiltration or one infection.
Yeah, for sure. There are too many victims falling victim to this crap, and if you take steps and putting these safeguards in place, it will go a long ways. And then not only does it protect you, but then when you find a family member or a friend or a colleague or whatever that falls in that trap and falls in that situation, you yourself can help that person a lot by telling them, hey, this is what you need to do. You know, you need to go hold this person, but then you need to run security. You need to do this stuff. And please look after other people around you, not just yourself. But please love, spread the information, share it with other people, especially the elderly. Please pass it around. You know, we're trying to spread awareness here.
Mm-hmm.
The more people share, the more it stomps out and prevents scams from happening. And it puts them more in a position to where they have to quit, and it makes our life a lot easier. We love doing it. We'll always be here for you guys, but you know, we want you guys to have the power too to help others as well.
Yes.
And that's why we want you guys with knowledge. So hopefully you guys see somebody or a colleague or somebody that's in that position, and you know what to do, what to aim at. So
That is very true.
please, people around you that are in that position, and be sympathetic, please.
Yeah. Don't be judgmental. Oh, you didn't do this? What? How stupid are you? No.
Mm-hmm.
It's educational. And now, if somebody chooses to ignore that advice that you have done your best to present, kindly, etc., then it's on them. But if you are able to save even one single person, jump for joy. And jump for joy. Ask people to spread. Spread the word.
Yep. So true.
No greater high than that. When you know that you helped out somebody that was in the worst position that they could possibly be in, and that you got them out of that position, and all you did was give them information.
Yep.
I think you
So
guys are
please
right.
be sympathetic to victims who have fallen for this. It's a lot
A
more
lot of
common.
people. No, sorry, go on.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say a lot of people who are like, don't. Oh, I'll never fall for a scam. Oh, they're so believable, or oh, they're so obvious. Just they will fall for a scam eventually. It's a matter of time.
Oh yeah.
Look at Jim Browning as an example. He had his channel taken from him from a scam.
Yep.
These scammers will always continue to evolve, and so will the scam baiting community and scam baiting tools. We will come after you, damn it.
Every time.
Well, And as you mentioned, Jim, for those that don't know who Jim is, Jim Browning 11 is his YouTube channel. He's known as the godfather of scam baiting.
He is.
And he's an Irishman. You'll never, ever, ever see his face without a mask on any YouTube channel. And Jim Browning's not his real name, but you know, he's an amazing guy, and you should check him out if you don't know of him. He's very calm. It's all about instruction and sharing, you know, what he's done. He has been able to get into the scam centers, closed circuit television systems. And in one of his videos, I was almost falling out of my chair. I was laughing so hard. He was telling these scammers their real names, as they're saying, well, you know, my name is you know, Fred Rogers. No, your name is actually such meat. You know, and this is what you're wearing. And the people on either side of you are named, you know, Sumit and Sathri, and it's hilarious because he just in one of the cases, I think her name was Ria, the scammer. He told her real name, and it freaked her out so badly. Now they all wear, you know, wired headsets. She actually ripped her wired headset off and threw it onto her desk, as she's just absolutely freaking out here. It is hilarious to watch. But these scammers, you know, they are evolving, and they are getting tougher and tougher. They're no longer just using AnyDesk or UltraViewer. There are so many additional things they're trying to get people to use. So you have to be very cautious.
Yes.
So true. I think that's, you know, we kind of hopefully have helped others, you know, even if they know a lot about this, but just needed some friendly reminders today. I think it's great that you guys have really touched base on that, and I think it's very important. And like you said, I mean, Jim Browning has been doing this for a long time, or long enough to where he knows how to do certain things, same as like Skeleton Siski, Pierogi, Trilogy Media, you know, Nope, and, you know, Shorty and KDA, and, you know, so many others, you know, including Hatch, Dex, Artifice, you know, we can keep naming them all. But the main thing is just we want to do our best just to keep reminding others, you know, how scary this can be. But at the same time, if we just keep getting the word out there, hopefully in time people will then utilize what people have kept saying. You know, don't fall for these scams, because I've fallen for a scam. And did I feel stupid afterwards? Yes. You know, did I feel awful? Yes. Hey, Elisa. Nice to be here. And I think it's important, you know, for us to just keep, you know, refreshing our minds and remembering, and, you know, being able to promote other baiters to where they can say, hey, have you heard of this person? Well, you might want to check them out on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, you know, those kind of things. And
please also make sure to support the scam baiters in what they do. They do it because of the community support. They do it because they're helping other people get their money back, keep their money.
Yes.
But they also still need to be able to pay the electricity bill in order to scam. So please watch their videos, sit through the ads, sit through whatever sponsorship, all of that. so that they can continue to help other people with keep their money from away from the scammers.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Great point.
No, I totally agree. All right, y'all. We have reached the 3-hour mark.
Oh, wow.
You know, I love that we have discussed so many different things, but is there anything that you think we need to ensure we haven't missed before we go? Because I think it's, my back is kind of starting hurting. I don't know if anyone else's is, but I think this would be a good stopping point for now. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Make sure to follow. Hang on, I actually have to try and remember what the hell the stream is called. Make sure to follow Scambait Beyond.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely.
I forgot what it was
Hey,
called.
it's okay. I mean, this is everybody's place to go to. Everyone is part of Scambait Beyond. Every member is, I don't care if you're a subscriber or not, you are a part of this. And I want you to feel like this is home. But at the same time, we have so many other people. I mean, we've got Team SDS who we're part of. And I think it's just great that we can support. So again, we're here to prevent, promote, and educate. And also it's nice to have other people on to talk about their scam baiting. So if you know anybody who wants to do, say a little interview now and then, let us know. And we'll be happy to schedule them in, or they can reach out to me or any of our friends here. Again, I just appreciate everybody for being here. And it's been a pleasure, and I hope that you guys have a good evening, good morning, and I want to say thanks a lot to JoJo, Scammer Stoppers, Shorty, KDA, and Nope for being here today, as well as
And Charles.
yes.
And thank you to
yes, thank you, Charles. I just hope
Elusivision for the tier 1 7 months. I didn't even know this was around for 7 months. I actually forgot.
wow.
How old is Scambait Beyond?
We started last year.
Damn, it's
I
been a
wanna
year
say it's
already.
like, how long have we been on? Anyway, but Vision, thank you so much, and everybody in chat, thank you so much. But before we go, Shorty, Scammer Stoppers, JoJo, do y'all have any last minute words before we do our little sign off?
Yeah, I like to say please support other scam baiters, even the ones that are here sitting in chat, like Hatch.
Yes.
He supports.
Yeah.
Oh, Fun Guy. Love Fun Guy. And he actually had a premiere earlier, so if y'all haven't watched it, please go to YouTube and check it out.
Ish. I've seen of us here, but please show love to them and support, and subscribe and watch their. We appreciate all you guys and we love all you guys. So please be safe out there. You guys need us, come find us. You guys, we're out there for a reason. So
Make sure to follow Scambait Beyond on Twitter and is it only Twitter?
YouTube too.
Yeah.
Are you
Oh
on?
yeah, YouTube.
Yeah, we're on all different things, but I think I just shouted out to the wrong Fun Guy. Anyway, Tina, hello. I'm glad you got home safely. And Lisa, thank you so much for the bits. You are so sweet. I appreciate that. Thank you.
We love you too, Hatch. I see you.
Oh, thank you, Hatch. I knew I was typing it wrong. Okay, let's do a shout out.
Thank you, Lisa. Yes, and please, like I said, please support us, the scam baiters. A lot of us out there, I know, but you guys' support and you guys watching goes a long ways. We really appreciate it.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
please support your favorite scam baiter. Please pass the word along to other people.
so we can spread awareness as a community. Also, check out SDS.
Yes.
Yes.
You guys are interested in the craft, sort of say. So we love you guys. Thank you.
Yes, we do. I think I
And then,
can go ahead. I'm
finally
sorry.
from me. Yeah, and from me, a ditto to everything, the other guys have said, uh, um, and great thanks to Amanda for having this stream today. Maybe I can work out. This is going to be a little self promo here, but I'm hoping to be able to do a stream or two sometime in the near future. It's a little difficult unless it's a Saturday, where I'm able to do scam baits. But I greatly appreciate everybody. The gang at Team SDS, just amazing. Amanda and all the other guys and gals with whom I've spoken during this. Greatly appreciate the ability to chat with you all, and if there's a way that I can help other scam baiters get better, please reach out to me, and if there's a way that you see I can do better, please let me know.
Yeah, for sure. Sure.
Oh, thank you guys for the love. Appreciate that. Star Chaser, you're so sweet. And Tina, thank you so much. And you guys, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Charles, hello. But we're finishing off for tonight. And we'll look forward to seeing you all this week. I don't know what time, but I'll be happy to just know that it'll be in a few days. Anyway, thank you all so much. Have a blessed and wonderful evening and enjoy your work week. And we'll talk soon.
Yeah.
All
Cheers.
Right. Cheers.
Thanks again, Amanda.
Hey, thank you guys. Appreciate it. All right, I'm going to do my sign off and we're going to end the live. Here we go.
Cool. Cheers.